Men are so much better at being women.
Well, a warm greetings to you all, wherever you may be viewing from, and I hope this video finds you well. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and I've got a very cool pay dirt to introduce to you today. It is from a viewer who is going to be putting out some pay dirt for sale. I think right now he's planning to get it started in the fall. But who knows? You never know, and you might get those early shots to get some. But we've got some material from Mr. Matthew Ford and Ford Prospecting. You may remember I got a pretty big box of dirt from this gentleman a couple of mail calls ago. So we are going to break into this and check out our stuff. I was very honored and fortunate to get bag number 1 and jar number 2 of his first 2 pay dirts that he has ever put out. So again, thank you, brother. I really appreciate you sending it to me to show on the channel and to give the opportunity to have you guys get a look at it. So Matthew's been on the channel for a while. He's in the chats and is a great guy. And I really appreciate getting these super soils that we're going to be punching up the peppers and the plants with this spring. I've been working and the rain's been coming, and we've got a break in the rain today, so we're going to try to get this video in, because if it's not raining tomorrow, I got to be painting. So let's turn to the new gold. But first, congratulations to Ken Carbon for winning the St. Patty's Day bottle there, brother. Congratulations, and thank you to all of you guys who entered the comment giveaway. Next is going to be a very easy one, straight. no GGGGs or anything like that. So but again, congratulations, Ken. And now let's turn to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, our table. And you may notice that there's a little extra dirt on the table, and that's right, because we are going to take a look at the other dirt that came with our pay dirt, which is this beautiful big bag here, 5-pound bag of Ford Prospecting materials from the South Fork Clearwater River in Idaho. And he had told me he had gotten some of this. He'd picked this up when he was deer hunting the last time. He'd gotten some buckets, and he went through. He found a few specks, but to make sure that we found some, he added a 1/4 gram there for us. So it is the small batch pay dirts from Longview, Washington. And you can see right there, bag number 1. Very cool. And then we also included the jar of the black sands. And check that out. And that you can see there, that is number 2 of the pay dirts. And this is from the Calic River and Black Sands from Longview, Washington, where he is. And he threw another 1/4 gram plus in this for us for his small batch pay dirts. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the big bag. We're going to do number 1 today, and then we'll come back to this one on a couple of videos down the road, because I feel it's going to be a little time going through that black sand on here. And we're going to be wanting to check this out, because he's also got some crushed quartz in here, as well as some cool Idaho rocks. So we're going to want to check that thoroughly. Oh, we knocked our trump off of our pedestal back there. And so this was one of the bags he sent me along with this order. If you recall in the mail call, it was a 64 pounds of dirt in this UPS order that came in from him. And this was his special blend, water only, that he made up for me. And then he included this one, which is the Primordial Super Soil. And I think we'd showed it in but there you can see all the ingredients that are added to this, from the bat guano, the peat moss, dolomites, fish meals, all kinds of extra goodies in there, alfalfa meal, where was it? Yeah, worm casings, African worm casings, and gypsum. So very nice. Going to be punching up the plants with that. So we got a few little diams to plant. I've got my this year's habanero pepper to get started. They just don't have much to choose from yet. I'm looking for some grape tomatoes. They're not even around yet. No cayennes, no other reapers or ghost peppers. But we've also got our little chomper here And as you can see, it is putting out flowers now, and it's very cool. It puts them out, it grows. You can see how they extend over the top of the plant there because you don't want your pollinators to get eaten. And so they make sure the flowers are well above the jaws. And these would be growing out in the swamps and the marshes of South Carolina, part of North Carolina, I believe, too. But they're indigenous to that state alone in the world. And so I'm going to be splitting this up into 2 or 3 other pots, and we're going to try some of our super soil in those to see how they do, because you're not supposed to even use fertile soil on them. They want basically dead dirt and peat moss sorghum around them, and they absorb their nutrients basically out of the air and what little bit of nutrients in the soil that they get, and then the insects. But we're going to put some super soil on a little bit of them just to see how I don't know, maybe they may grow legs and start walking around with this dirt, but we'll find out. So let's well, actually we're going to start by, where's my thing? That's why these are out here, because I was planning on, like I said, doing some planting today, but the rains came. But we want to open it up and just take a look at this soil. And it's kind of funny that we all kind of have an affinity for dirt in one way or another. Whether you're a gold panner or out there on the streams, or you're a treasure hunter, everybody, all of us deal with different kinds of gold or gardener, and we appreciate it in different ways. But check that out, man. That is some pretty rich looking. Yeah, it just smells very fresh and earthy. Yeah, organic. This is I said this is a special blend. So we've got something special in mind for that has not come in yet, but we're going to be using that for sure, and coating around our ghost pepper reaper here. You can see it's starting to put out a bunch of little new sprouts and leaves on it, so it's popping good. Like I said, we're going to throw some chives in a different pot and amp them up a bit. So yeah, I asked him about it, putting some like using some of my, there's my soil I've already pulled out of my pots, which is still a good potting soil mix. And these are all shallow rooted plants, peppers and flowers, so they don't really penetrate and suck up that much of the deep soil in the pots. And so he said, yeah, you can just I could put about half of my old soil back in and then top it off with his good soil, and thereby maximizing my soil usage ability. So let's take a look and see how this one looks with our super soil there. It looks like this is a little bit lighter, but it looks kind of close to the same there, but still a very nice looking mix of dirt for sure. Let's see here. Get a little handful out there. A little handful there. Yeah, I think it's pretty close. This, like I said, I think our oh, I'm not even showing you guys. You can see our special blend is a little bit darker than just a little bit darker than our primordial. So there's a little bit of difference to them. So that's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be fun. But we all appreciate dirt in a different way. And I know from all the work I've done, whether it was digging trenches or having to set pilings, or I've dealt with the black clay gumbo from Texas, and the red clays and the sandy loams, and I still like my Paydirts best, I do believe. So awesome stuff, Matthew. Thank you so much again, brother. Like I said, I am excited about getting some of this. We had our last cold spell last week where it got into the 30s. I think we are done with that nonsense now down here. So we are at spring has sprung, our first full week of spring here. So let's just go ahead, and he's got his heat seal on this. Like I said, when I float shut it the first time, I really like this heavy plastic bag that you can see all the way through, the clear plastic, but it's like I said, it's a thick solid bag. So I really like that, being able to see the material. And man, look at that, shit's glinting already. You can see that mica showing up in there. There's some of that quartz, beautiful quartz, my goodness. All right, let me make a little room here for the dirt we're not going to be panning, and we'll be right back. All right, well, let's just see what we got. There's another cool looking piece there. Oh man, check that out. We got more. Look at that red. That red with that mica showing up in it. That is just beautiful. I imagine we're gonna have some pretty cool ones when they get washed down too. Another one. Look at that. Idaho rocks. He said some cool Idaho rocks. I love that, man. I'm rock starved down here in in the swamps of South Louisiana. I'll tell you. Beautiful. Very nice. Got a lot of organics in there, right off the riverbank. All right, well that's a look at the top, and we got 5 pounds of this to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the strainer. I mean the steamer. We will kick off with the steamer, and then we'll move down to the kitchen strainer if it looks like we need to. I really like that red though, man. Check that out. That is gorgeous. That is some beautiful quartz. Just check out those. And that slate. Yeah, very nice. Look at the lines in that. It looks like gold, doesn't it? That looks like that has a gold look to it. Definitely doesn't just look like mica. That could be some, I don't know if that's pyrite or not within there with that. It's hard to, you can see it's got the veins in it like that. It doesn't look like it's mica though. But the way it's kind of capped along there makes for an awesome looking rock. I know that. Oh man. Very cool. Another cool piece. That beautiful white. That is some great looking material, I tell you what. I just love that stuff, man. That is really nice. Ooh. And there's some little flakes in there. So there we go. There is our less than kitchen strainer material, which I think is going to be just fine. I mean, less than kitchen steamer material that we'll go through. And then there is our plus that we're going to want to wet down and wash through. So I think we'll just handle those two classifications will be good for us today. Let's get some water set up, and let's get out the magnet and see if we get what our magnets look like in this. All right, well, let's just stick her in here and see how we look magnetic wise. It doesn't look very black, so yeah, we got a little bit clinging there. Some larger magnetics there for sure. Check that out. Anything big in there sticking? Yeah, we got some We've got some big magnetic rocks sticking there. Check that out. That you don't see that too often, or at least I don't. So that is cool. So is that some kind of a magnetite? I mean, it's not a real strong, but I mean it's strong enough to hold to the magnets. So, but it pulls off very. These have to rake pretty hard. They're stuck on there pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So all right, well, we got a little bit of magnetism in there, but nothing too difficult to deal with. So we'll get set up here and get rolling. All right, we've got us a pan to get started here. Going through our big stuff and checking out those. There's some green showing up now. That's not Cali green. That's Idaho green. And then there's that beautiful, beautiful quartz piece there. Nice. Look at that. Look at that mica. Very nice piece of mica there. Big white veiny quartz pieces with the gold veins. Very nice. Love that. That just looks so cool. I'll definitely be going through picking all of those out for you guys. You get your Paydirt prizes and your bottles. But speaking of which, a big thank you and shout out to Mike Vendetta. He did his Bayou Gold Guy extravaganza there with all of his prize bottle and his bag and his 100% ROI. That was very cool to watch. I just love it. It's so cool to see your material like that done on a channel like Mike's, especially. Very, very awesome. And seeing him with the kids, and that was fun. Thank you so much, Mike. Yeah, the vial he had won on the video that's banned that YouTube blocked for my 1 year Friday nights, and it was the live chat guess the number, and Mike had for 1 year he guessed 52. He was reading my mind, so he was strategizing, I think, on that one. So a lot of times we use numbers that pertain to something, whether it's 79 for the gold or the dates or the episode number. You never know. But yeah, so that was it. It just took me a while to get it out to him. So he kind of got everything together there. But yeah, that was just really cool to see. So thank you so much. And then I saw he's making up his. I'm seeing gold. That was a nice. I've seen it pop up there a couple of times. Have y'all seen that while I was talking? It's a nice piece of gold showing up in the bottom of this big rocks. I wasn't expecting that. But he's making up his. Look at that right there. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, let me dry my fingers off so I don't get pissed off at the zoom. Look at that little golden gem. It looks like it's got a hole in it. Or a divot. Yeah, it didn't go all through, but look at that. Look at that. It almost has kind of that nugget look on the side where it's compressed nuggets. And then on the other side, it's more might say more homogeneous. I don't know, but yes, that is an awesome looking little fuck there. Right there, you can see where it seems to be crumped down, but very cool little piece of gold. Good start. In with our big rocks here. But yeah, like I was saying, he's going to be doing his Patreon video for the month for March here this weekend, and he's on his. Oh, there's another flake in there with that too. Nice. He's going to be including some not only some LXR inclusions in there from the awesome LXR bags that he puts out, but he's throwing in some Bayou Gold Guy inclusions out of his bags. So I imagine that probably be some of those gator eyes, which, if y'all don't know, whenever those polished gator eyes are exclusively from Gold Nugget Sales. So Mike at Gold Nugget Sales with that awesome garnets and gold bag that he does, where you get 3 grams of gold and guaranteed a minimum 1 gram nugget. And usually the nuggets I've gotten have weighed over 1.5 grams to almost 1 gram and 3/4. Beautiful. And same with John R. Prospect when he got his first bag of that. So I'm about to. Mike's on vacation right now, I believe, or he's lining up something for the new gold that's supposed to be coming out this month or the end of this month. There, we suck that up, and I will be. That'll be the next thing on the list, because I have run out of another. I've given away literally over 3 pounds of garnets on between the Paydirts and the giveaways and the vials, and I am down to nothing again. So we gotta re-up that gator eyes. But again, if you want to have some of them, you can. He throws in a pound of them for basically $10, compared to you can get the 3 gram one nugget guarantee over 1 ounce bag of just the gold, or for $10 more than that, you can get the gold and garnets. And I recommend spending the $10, because you're not going to find a deal for garnets like that anyway. Polished garnets, beautiful, and like I said, the gold is awesome in that bag. So there's our red jewel there, with that mica showing up through it. Just really awesome. And some big rocks there. That's our other piece. It's got the different mottling in it. So yeah, if you're not a Patreon member, like I said on Mike Vendetta, it's every month. It's a thank you bag of Paydirt when you're in the $25 and up Patreon categories, and it's a really cool thing to look forward to every month. I'll tell you. That's another cool one right there. It's got that black seam, and then you can see where it layers out underneath. Just some awesome Idaho rocks, just like he said. So I'm liking forward prospecting here. I was gonna get a bag of. Somebody had commented I left a comment in the comment section there about trying Montana. I don't know if I can even say the name. Montana Paydirt. And I went on the site to look what they had, and it's one of those, buy 5 bags, get 7 free, and the free, free gold sample. One per person, whatever. $5 shipping on the little free gold sample, and but I had the order in, and the order was shipping paid, and I added the free gold sample on, and it was going to charge me $5 shipping. It's like, well, no, if I'm ordering something else, you shouldn't be charging me shipping for your free gold of something that I'm already, getting for free shipped. But a little disclaimer at the bottom of the policy says that you cannot use their name, show their image of their dirt, any of their material, without written permission. It's like, what why? What are y'all so scared of having out on your stuff? It sounded kind of golden to me, just the promotion thing on it, of getting the buy and get one, getting it free, and not not having a set amount for it. But yeah, so I was still thinking about doing it, and then just like not, like mentioned it right one time and then just not showing, but even not showing their dirt. You know, how would I do a video without showing the gold of the pay dirt on this stuff? So, or just do it and let them file a claim, a copyright claim on YouTube against me. But you know, I mean, is that not bizarre though? That would be. It says unless before it said, when I saw it the first time, it said unless you're an authorized dealer, but now it says without their written permission to dealers. But yeah, it's even specifically says reviewers, Paydirt reviewers, or any other media. You cannot use our images, our name, or our material. So yeah, it sounds to me like they got something they're trying to keep hidden whenever you got that bullshit. But just check out those beautiful rocks of that. I just love that, man. That is some cool stuff. But I've got some coming from a new company that I've never tried or just heard of. I think it was from Miller Prospecting. Had recently done something on theirs, and I was talking to John R. Prospecting, and he was the one telling me more about it in detail. So I went ahead and ordered a bag from them. So that'll be interesting to see. He said the guy had done one, just pulled out one of his own bags and did it, and had gotten a really good amount of gold out of just a random bag he was going to be sending out. Instead, he went ahead and panned it for a video, just to show it, what he had in his bags, and he said it was a very impressive bag. So hopefully it'll be some fun dirt and a cool material to go through. There's another one of our reds. That looks like copper right there. That is crazy. I've never seen red, if that's mica, red mica like that. But it sure seems to kind of have that look. I just saw another kind of small piece shoot out, but all right. Well, we're down to the last of our big stuff here. Let's see what nice ones we have, and then I'll come back when I get this gone through. But like I said, just some really, like I said, he said there was some crushed quartz in there, and he wasn't kidding. Nice looking. All right, well, I'm going to go through this and I'll be back. All right, we've got our big stuff moved out of the pan here. Make it easier to go back through our tailings on this. Let's kick off this stuff. That was awesome, finding that nice chunk in the plus kitchen strainer, above kitchen strainer size. Those are big holes. So like I said, I was not expecting to have anything show up in that, but there you go. Don't expect. Just hunt. So the rocks were pretty clean. This looks like we got a little dirt. Going to be showing up in this one. Flushing out. Oh yeah, look at there. Flushing out more of those organics. I threw all of our stems and seeds and roots back into the pan with the material. Like I say, whenever I dry this stuff up, it's always I let all the sediments settle out, pour off the clear water. Do that a couple of times till I'm down to just the very bottom of the slurry a lot of times, and then once that's dried up, I incorporate it back into all the material so it stays the same original character I got it. And as a rule, it seems to work pretty good, because when you go back through it, it's just as dirty and cloudy as it was before. So try to keep it in original condition. I use minimal jet dry, and if I can smell jet dry in the water, then I'll usually flush it at least once. But it's rare that, like now, I haven't even put any in this time. So, but yeah, just a few. And I use the rinse aid from Walmart rather than the actual jet dry, because it's a bit cheaper and it doesn't have quite as strong a smell, I don't think, to it. So you guys, I went and saw I went and saw John Wick 4 this weekend, and I'll say this, it's fucking loud. I was all the all the other John Wick movies I've watched, you know, at home on my big screen. I have the sound bar. I've got it cranked up, but I was not ready for the theater sound of machine guns and Glocks just going off, not especially at the beginning. It was so damn loud when you were not when it was quiet, you know, going into the beginning of the movie. And but it was, you know, I think they probably could have lost about 30 minutes in that movie from what the critics said about, oh, you know, it's all the, you know, the 2 hours and 49-minute running time. It didn't bog down, but there were some. I think the most funny thing on it was, you know, there's a, I don't think it's spoiling it to point out a lot of the bad guys are now wearing John Wick suits. So you've got these giant henchmen running around with sports jackets and looks like they're like wrestlers poured into a, you know, a leisure suit basically, and but they're all grabbing their coat and holding them up, trying to shield their heads with their coats to avoid, you know, to be getting shot, keep from getting shot in the head when they're blasting each other. And I mean, it just kind of got comical after seeing it because it went on for a while on a few different scenes where they're and then like the opening scene, the guys were armored, so he's having to shoot them all, you know, 10 and 12 times to kill them, and it's just like, okay, you know, didn't need to go on for 6 or 7 minutes. It would that, you know, or 8 or however long it was. It went on for a long time, but it was all in all, it was a good movie. It was not what I expected at the end, but we are supposed to be getting a John Wick 5, so we'll see. But yeah, and then haven't seen Lance Reddick in his final performance there, and I was not ready for his role in the movie that they had. So again, that was kind of a surprise too. But uh, you know, it was fun. Like I said, I wanted to at least see one of them at the theater. And I'd said it before in a couple of different videos that what I wanted to see was, or in comments, I wanted to see Nobody team up with John Wick, you know, for like they share in a universe. But they actually had a character in this, a guy playing that was it. That's what he kept saying. His name was Nobody, and I was like, yeah, I think they're trying to make a, you know, but they were all trying to get out from under the table. They were they were not willing to show fealty anymore, and there were issues with that. So we'll check that out from our first hand of our small stuff, and we've got some nice, beautiful gold showing up there, and some variety of size too. So very cool. We had our cool piece to start off with, and now we got some nice variety. So, and that was just a little bit off the top of the pan. Oh. No gold left behind there. So, all right, well, we're going to go through a little bit more of this, and I'll be back. But yeah, I'd say if you want a pretty fun ride, John Wick's, and you've watched, you know, you kind of need to at least definitely have seen 3 to follow what's going on in 4 a little better. But and the all the connections, you know, between them. Oh, I got a little bit left hanging there, but yeah, it was it didn't disappoint. I'll say that, and it has taken the seat as the top movie, which is not a surprise. All right, well, we're going to clean this up and we'll be back. All right, I believe I saw a little shine here at the bottom of this second pan. Oh, there it is right there. I kicked it away. That's a nice little flake showing up there. You can see there is some bit of black sand hanging in this one. course, that magnet only shows you the magnetite. It does not show that hematite hiding in there. Yeah, he's got a few of his little friends there with him. Nice. Yeah, we've got some fine little bit of gold pieces showing up in this one now. Oh yeah, look, check that out. See those little flakes up at the top? That's gold up there, those little specks along the top. So always love getting the fine stuff. It just really looks cool when you've got a good little pile of super fine gold, and then you're looking at it under the zoom on the camera. Or it's a little harder with a loop because it restricts your view so much. But when you can zoom in with that camera and get a good shot of it, like when you're moving your toothpick or something through it, it almost looks like a liquid the way it moves. And you've got a ton of those little specks. But yeah, we've got quite a few little specks of gold there. Very nice. Of course, we're sucking it up with dirty water. I still haven't repaired my squirt bottle yet, so I don't have my usual refresher. I was gonna use I think I might have mentioned I was gonna use my baking soda and super glue mixture for sealing up the crack in it and see if that would hold. But I bought a bottle of super glue fine the other day and I just haven't done it yet. But I need it now. I should have already had it done. All right, we're gonna check this one out. We'll see what comes of it. Oh, just check that out. Another beautiful little pile of gold from that pile. And you can see we've got the tiny specks and the little flakes and some bigger chunks. So yeah, actually, if you were a less experienced, newer panner, or just wanted to have more material, you could definitely use the additional kitchen strainer um, classification on this, and you'd still be finding gold, I believe, in just about every pan, because it's broken down to, you've got a nice little variety of flake sizes that some pass through and some that don't, that would like I said, would be in probably both any classifications there. So makes for some fun pay dirt, some very cool rocks. Small, I'm still seeing lots of little greens and red micas and whatnots in there. So just just a really a fun pay dirt to go through. It's a little dirty, but it's not so bad that you can't wash it through and see it. You can see our water's not terrible, and it just makes for some fun material to go through. And it's got a little bit of that heavy at the end where you got to slow it down and rinse that away. So I'm enjoying it. Thank you Ford Prospecting. So I think y'all should be looking forward to this coming out. Oh, just check that one out. This is about 3 pans that I did together in the final showing, but we've got a couple of very nice chunky pieces in there, along with our nice little flakes. And then again, more of that some tiny fine stuff. So it is like I said, I'm just having a real hoot with this stuff here. It's fun to do, and we're getting some good gold in every pan. Some beautiful gold. So I'm going to double check that. We got maybe one more to go through. We'll be back. All right, we're getting down to the bottom of our last. Actually, it was more in here than it looked like whenever I started doing the last pan. So it should be a pretty good amount showing up here at the end. So Oh, and one more shout out here to Star Trek Picard. If you're a Star Trek fan and you wanted to go back and see what what they've done to Picard, go check out season 3. It is just awesome. We're 6 episodes in now, and it looks like the band is officially back together, and some they're just throwing those member berries at you left and right, which are it's done in such a way that it's really enjoyable to see, and the references, if you're if you're a long time Next Generations fan and you remember the episodes and watched them as much as I did, for sure I could quote a lot of them by verse, but it is, like I said, it's just been a pleasure to watch every episode, and it's going to be hard when it's over because it'll be the end of them on 10 episodes, and they wasted 2 seasons of garbage when they could have really been putting out some. I don't know. This is going to be it's been good so far. Really, really enjoyable, and a real treating the the crew and the story and the characters we've come to love for 50 years with respect. I thought they were going to be pulling out the old Enterprise D, but we know Enterprise is sitting wrecked on a planet. But I thought they might be showing one of the Constitution classes of that, or whatever those were, Galaxy class. I forget now. It's been too long, but yeah, not yet. But they were at the shipyard showing all the old ships and the Kirk's ship, and it was, like I said, it was some fun stuff, man. So it's worth the $4 or whatever for Paramount Network to you know see that. Look at there, man. Another beautiful. Check out that. Is that honker we saw first thing? I believe. Oh, it's not going to let me zoom in because my fingers are wet. That's as close as it's going to let me go right now, isn't it? Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, that's that one. You can see it looks like the crushed nuggets on one side, but still a beautiful piece of gold worth a second look, I say. No, we sucked that one up. That is a different one, I believe. That's right. We do have that big piece that was in the. That's because that was that first classification. So very nice. I think we've got more than a quarter gram in this bag. He said he added a quarter gram plus. I think it sure looks like it's heavy on the plus side, or else he hit a Paydirt streak like he's never seen before on those scoops out of the. I got the good scoops out of the bucket. Again, though, some nice fine gold. Some of those medium-sized little flakes, some under 20 mesh, I guess. And it looks like that's like a 10 mesh nugget at the top. So, man, that is just beautiful. An awesome finale to that bag. Just beautiful. I'll be buying one of your bags, Matthew, when you get them on up for sale for sure, brother. Add to my rock collection too. That's like I said, very, very nice. So we're gonna get this sucked up. We'll dump our snuffer out and see what it looks like together. All right, let's just see how we look here. Sure, we rinse out that cap because that fine gold will grab in those little rings and rims in there. Pour off most of that muddy water there. A lot of jet drying it now, so nothing's wanting to float away from that. You can see my other bottle is also split in the middle here, so that's when I was going to replace the one that's cracked on the top that has the broken stem on it, but they're just disintegrating all across the board, so I don't know if they're even worth trying to patch at all. But look at that. Very nice. That's, yeah, I think we are better than a quarter gram of gold in this pile, no doubt. I mean, my eye's not that good, but damn. Just take a look at that beautiful gold. Some nice pickers. Yeah, there's that first one we looked at. And then there's that second one we looked at. Both of them had nice. The favorite sound of the gold panner. Hear it one more time. Yeah. So, all right, well, let's get this dried up and get inside and we'll get a weight on it. Well, here we are with that awesome pan. Look how beautiful that gold looks in that pan, man. That is some awesome, beautiful gold. And you can see we've got a little tiny, there was some micro gold. I went through the tailings and I had about 20 little tiny specks that I got out of all that I went back through, which made it fun to go through, even finding little micro specks, a couple here and a couple there and a few in this. So a lot of fun. And like I said, y'all saw it was just an awesome mixture in that pay dirt. And some very cool Idaho rocks, just like he promised. So let's see. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that he poured heavy on this one because that is a nice pile of gold there. Let's see what our little piece weighed there. That little nugget, 0.19, just on that little picker. Oh yeah, look at that, 0.810. So he went well above and beyond for us on that one, no doubt. That's just Matthew. You really shouldn't have done that, my brother. That's way, like I said, that's way above and beyond, right there, for some beautiful gold. Looks good against the black there, but yeah, just check out the character and the detail on this one. And it's all cleaned out. But I just damn, man, I'm just stunned. So that's just awesome. All right, well, there it is on the white. And you can see there is a speck or two of tiny black sand in there that stayed with that trying to get those tiny specks of gold. So it's weightless. I'll take a half a dozen little micro sands in there to not risk losing a speck of that tiny gold like that right there. Bigger, half the size of those little black specks. But we got a little fuzz. Always got a piece of fuzz somewhere showing up on those zooms. But yeah, beautiful. You can see it is a bright gold. Our lovely chunks. So it was a pleasure to go through. Thank you again, Matthew, for the generous bag there, my friend, and our dirt. It's going to really looking forward to getting some planting started on that. So there we have it. Awesome, y'all. Look forward to some forward prospecting pay dirt that will be coming out soon. There you go, number one. That was impressive, my friend. And there you go. I'm making up a batch of Bayou Gold Guy barbecue sauce tonight. So Those are all the ingredients for it. Actually, I need a clove of garlic, but I'm short of that, so I'm using the garlic powder. But makes for some pretty tangy, good barbecue sauce. I'll tell you what. Well, that was a hoot, I have to say. Really good time, and some awesome dirt to still go because we have our black sand vial. So that'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks for sure. Um, Thank you all so much for spending your time here on Friday night with me. If you're in the live chat or whatever you may be watching, always appreciate it. If you have not yet and you're still with me on here, please hit that subscribe button if you would help out the channel. The analytics love that, along with a thumbs up as well. And I have to say, I was going to mention this at the beginning, but I didn't want to down the video from the start. But yeah, we had the devastating tornado that hit our neighbors in Mississippi here last week with again a devastating loss of life. 25 people taken out in the night. The town destroyed, and it's I mean you get those kind of numbers sometimes whenever you've got multi-state tornadoes that are hitting, but for one town, one tornado, they said it was a giant, one of the wedge tornadoes that comes just a giant inverted pyramid looking that just swept through in the night, and then no chance to see it or to know which direction it was going, and just caught them all asleep in their beds. So just a horrific thing. And if that wasn't bad enough, then we just had the school shooting in our other neighbor there, Tennessee, and now just you know, uh, two 9-year-olds and an 8-year-old about to be 9 just snuffed out over some psycho. Of course, trans. They keep calling it trans woman, but I thought if you're the psychotic delusional fantasy trans man, that trans woman meant you were a man as a woman, and trans man meant you were a man as a woman. But they can't even get their fucked up pronouns right for the news, and I guarantee you guys are not going to be hearing this story, as devastating as it is, for out very long, because it's the protected class, and they're going to try and find a way some way to make this piece of shit psychopath a victim, living in their parents' basement. You know, again, just it's beyond the pale, and it's an attack on Christianity. Of course, if this was a mosque, or there was a Muslim terrorist anywhere near, it'd be Islamophobe, or if it had been a synagogue, it would be the anti-Semitism. But they can shoot up all the Christian churches that they want, and this again is a direct result of, like we talked about before, the violent rhetoric of the left, where we saw the shooting of John Scalise and the Republicans at the softball game, where we've seen the repeated attacks on the attempted assassinations of Supreme Court judges. We saw the woman that was shot down, the Republican city councilwoman shot in her car, and a targeted attack. Y'all probably didn't see that story from a few weeks ago. They don't talk about any of that, but they want to say January 6th and white supremacy and the evil white man is the threat to this country, when no, as we've seen, I think if y'all will look back at the last several nightclub shootings, one non-binary, 2 outright gay. Now we've got the tranny. We're feeding into this delusional state of psychotic people and trying to normalize it in this country. These are the people that you want, that want to have access to your children and are fighting to be able to talk about sexual mutilation and homosexual sex acts with 10-year-old to 5-year-olds. These are the people that are wanting to control and have access to your children, that are doing this. So and big kudos out to the Metro Police there in Nashville that took this piece of shit out quick, put her down like the mad dog that this scum was. Unfortunately, just not before they could she could kill 6 people, including 3 innocent children. So why there's not, we've spent enough, over 10 times over what it would cost to put a armed police officer in every school in America over in Ukraine for a goddamn country that we have no business even sending any money to. Let Europe pay for it. They're the ones that need to be protected by them, not us. So fuck them. Put that money in our damn schools. How many times more do we have to see children shot up in schools that don't have security, don't have armed security there? And but they want their, that first thing they want to do is blame guns. This bitch bought all her guns legally, although you should not have been able to, being if you're so delusional, you don't know what what sex you're supposed to be attracted to, or you are not qualified to buy or own a firearm, period. No, you shouldn't. So, but they're going to want to blame it on everything else. And then if you saw Biden addressing this the day it happened, and he spent the first 5 minutes laughing it up like it was a party going on, talking about his ice cream and, oh yeah, I'm not kidding, I've got ice cream in my refrigerator. And how you doing? Oh yeah, what am I here for? No, you're here because 6 people have been murdered by a psycho that you make up half of your cabinet with. These kind of people, psychotic, delusional, pervert, deviants. So enough. A moratorium on queers, on trannies. You're not allowed anywhere within 100 feet of any school, just like the pedophiles, just like the sex offenders, just like everything else. And Nashville had just passed a law banning child mutilation, when they're supposedly, oh, this is all, part of, her reaction to that. She's 28 years old. It had nothing to do with her, but she did go to that school and was, definitely already a psychotic and warped individual without shooting up people. So enough. Tolerance has brought us this. I've said it before. Probably was Plato or Socrates? I forget which one said, though, that tolerance is the last bastion of a dying society, and our tolerance has brought us to this point. Something that we should be condemning and should not be should not be endorsed or supported in any way is now. They want you to think America's gay. It's not. We're normal, and we're going to stay normal, and we're going to bring a sense of normality back to this country by stopping this bullshit, getting incompetent, scumbag, irrelevant, diversity hire people out of our government that are going to continue doing the damage, just like these we're seeing done across the board everywhere. So, all right, my friends, I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to open with that because it's been, it's been prevalent, but this was too much fun. We had just wrap it up with this, but you guys, y'all should have known it was going to be coming with what's been going on. So, again, an embarrassment and disgusting president that gets up there laughing in the face of this tragedy, and will refuse to acknowledge that the people that make up half his cabinet are the very people like this that are doing the damage to this country. So, all right, my friends, this is Bayou Gold Guys saying thank you for joining me here. And again, take care of yourselves, watch out, and peace out, my friends. See you next time.